Howdy, AP PreCal, it's Ms. Kosh. I am still working Unit 1 questions for Mr. Passwater on his multiple choice. So I don't remember if this is now video 7 or video 8. I'm a little lost. I'll try and make sure I get things correct in the title. No, I won't share the PDF. It's not mine to share. Okay, so let's keep going. I'm not going to do everything, but we will keep going. It tells us that we have polynomials. What's the remainder? So the remainder theorem allows us to plug in -5 and see what happens. Or we can do, so the remainder is, if I did f of -5, whatever that's equal to is going to be the remainder when I divide f by x, because the 0 here. But I can also do, so synthetic division is not part of our curriculum, but I don't know why I wouldn't do just synthetic division, because it's a little bit easier. So this is 3 times -5 is -15. What is that? -6 is 30, and so this is 40. My answer is 40. It's also the remainder, like when I divided this by this, I got 3x minus 6 plus 40 over x plus 5, but the question was, what's the remainder? If I plugged in -5 here, okay, I'll do it. It's 3 times, that sounded really whiny, my apologies, but whatever. Okay, plus 9 times a -5 plus 10, -45, 75, 75 minus 45 is 30 plus 10 is 40. Okay, it's given, which of the following is a slant? Okay, so you have to divide. When I see quadratic divided by linear, I'm just going to do synthetic division. 1, -6, 7. And then there's a 2. Actually, well, okay, so all of them, notice the slope, it's 1/1. So the slope needs to be 1, well, but that's not very helpful. Okay, so 1 times 2 is 2. This gives me -4. Do I have an x minus 4 as an answer choice? I do. I could stop there. I can keep going if I want to, but what happens is, this is -8, I get a -1. This graph, when I take f of x and I divide it by g of x, what I get is x minus 4 minus 1 over x minus 2. Okay, that, as my graph goes, as my x values get ridiculously large, I have 1 divided by something ridiculously large, which gets ridiculously small. So this goes away, and so that is why that's my slant asymptote. Okay, number 49 is about the same idea. A rational function is given by that. Okay, so this one, what is the following, the slant? What is the slope? Oh, so we can divide the leading coefficients, so it's 1. I mean, I can do long division, or I can start by, well, here's what I might do. I could start by factoring out an x, and I get x squared plus 2x minus 6 is being divided by x times x plus 3. And if I really want to do long, I mean, I would do synthetic division because it's easier, even though it's not part of the curriculum. 1 times -3. And if I set it up so that it's easier, that's a 3. And so this becomes a -3. And x minus, so this becomes an x minus 1, which has got a slope of 1, which we knew from the beginning. Okay. Oh, I love binomial theorem. This is fun. Which is equivalent to the 4th power. So this is that row of Pascal's triangle. That's 1, 4, 6, 4, 1. And then you have to take the 2x and the powers on the 2x work their way down. So it starts at, where does it start? It starts at 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. And then you have a y that's, and a plus sign, that goes up. Oh, I did not save myself enough space. Now the y is getting cubed, and the y is getting raised to the 4th power. Can you see the little mess that I made? Okay, well, that's obviously not it. Oh, look, they didn't even expand anything out. This looks, nope, this one, they have the, what they did is they remembered the a and the b. So like if you think about, this is a plus b to the n. Well, it's equal to a bunch of terms, but one of them is a combination. And so it's n choose 0 times a to the n, b to the 0, and then plus, and then this number changes, and those numbers change. I'm sure I have videos for this, so if you're really interested, it's fun, it's cool. But they forgot basically what this answer choice is doing, and this is clever. They remembered that a and b needed to get raised to powers, and they worked their way down. but they forgot the leading coefficient. They forgot the part from Pascal's triangle, or they forgot the combination. And I think this is 1, 4, 6, 4, 1. Did the others have it? Nope. So that's the right answer. Okay, that was fun. Same idea here. Notice on this one, I mean, I would have written a much harder problem for this, but but there's a lot in the PreCal curriculum, so, you know, whatever. No good. This is, if it's 5, I'm looking for 1, 5, 10, 10, 5, 1. So if you remember, do I have all of them memorized? No, but this one I've done enough times that I know it's 1, 5, 10, 10, 5, 1. 1, 5, 10, 10, 5, 1. Do I have another choice? 1, 5, 10, 10, 5, 1. Oh, okay, I have to check between these two. So what's happening? Oh, this is interesting. Okay, what I do, oh, they made them all negative. Well, that's wrong. What I like to do on this one is I would say it's 1 times x to the 5th times negative 4y to the 0 for that very first term. Well, anything to the 0 power is just positive 1. And so that's first term is positive. And then I would say 1, and then it's 5 times x to the 4th times negative 4y to the 1. Well, a negative to the first power, and a negative to an odd power is negative. So that's going to give me a negative value here, which didn't narrow things down, but now, okay, here, I'll show you. And then it's 10 times x to the 3rd. I'm running out of space. Negative 4y squared. This negative squared becomes a positive. And so we want this value instead of the one that's negative. That's fun. Oh, what is the coefficient of the x squared term? I like these too. Okay, so what happens is I would do this. How did I do this? I would do n to the box, and then I'd have x to a power and negative 7. Okay, these powers I like to make the same. These numbers I like to make the same, and then this becomes n minus that box. Oh, I used a triangle. That's how I taught it. I haven't done this in a little bit. Okay, so if we want x squared, that means that I'm going to do n, choose something, and then x is going to be squared, which means negative 7. Oh, it's not n, it's a 4. My apologies. Okay. And this, if this is 2, then this has to be 2. They add to that number. And so this is 2 because that's a 2 and it matches, but so is that. So anyway, 4 choose 2. So this is, I made this way too hard. Okay, so this row with 1, 4, 6, 4, 1, this would be the x to the 4th, x to the 3rd, x to the 2nd. So this value is 6. Or you could do 4 choose 2. I don't know if you have a calculator for this, but if you do, you can come option, come over to probability. 4 choose 2 is 6. Okay, so it's 6x squared times, well, positive 49, or negative 7 to the 2nd. Okay, so 6 times, what's the coefficient? Well, the x is gone. So we need negative 7 to the 2nd power times 6. That's a clever way to ask that problem. I definitely overcomplicated things, but I haven't thought about this in a few months, so my apologies. Which of the following statements about the graph is correct? Okay, so this becomes, oh, this is fun. You have to do binomial expansion to kind of clean things up. Actually, though, it becomes a quadratic, and what's its leading coefficient? It's leading, okay, so notice the x cubed terms are going to cancel. Because this will expand out to x cubed. So the second term, I'm trying to think of, I know how I would do this if I were limited in time, but I'm trying to explain it to you. This becomes, this right here is 1, and then it's minus 3 times this guy squared and this one to the first power. So minus 6x squared, and then it's a 3. This one now gets squared, but it's plus 12x, and this now gets cubed, so minus 8. Because it's 1, 3, 3, 1, and I went ahead and dealt with this guy. So if this loses its x, when I subtract away x cubed, I end up with negative 6x squared plus 12x minus 8. Would I have done all of this? Probably not myself. And then I have 3x squared plus I don't really care. So divide the leading coefficients and I get negative 2. So it has a horizontal asymptote of negative 2. That was a fun way to mix binomial expansion. I'm going to have to file that away. I should write that on a test question or come up with my own version. Okay, on this one, okay, so the 5, the second term is going to have a 5 and then an x to the 4th power and then a 4 to the 1st power. And I'm concerned about the second term because I've subtracted away the first term. And then this mess is going to get, so this ends up being, the first term becomes 20x to the 4th, and it's being divided by 5x to the 4th, so it has an asymptote at y equals 4. That was clever. I did that one better than the previous one, but that was pretty good. Let's see. We're 10 minutes in. Do I want to talk transformations? What time is it? 3:30. Come back for the next video. All right, like, subscribe, comment below, all the things, and I will see you in the next video.